For that move, Chris Hardwick.
I'm not sure what it was, but it was a good time.
I'm Candace Bailey. Kevin is out sick again, but joins me once again is Chris Hardwick.
Hello, everyone. Wait a minute. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. We're giving away free consoles every day until E3. I know, so you have to keep watching. You have to keep watching for that.
On the show today, the force is strong with us thanks to George Lucas revealing all about the upcoming Star Wars 3D re-release. And we've got outtakes from Cinema Intima's epic Pirates of the Caribbean discussion. Because Jay and Silent Bob are chatty Cathy's.
Plus, Morgan Webb stops by to discuss The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings because, you know, we just kind of need to know if the sequel was as naked and scandalous as the first game.
That's too scandalous.
Was it?
It was.
Sure felt good. And there's an all-new edition, a weekend edition of DVD Tuesday with Chris Gore, who will bring some laughs. You got the Children's Hospital, you have the Bill Hicks story, and a comedy movie called Rapid Fire. Very excited.
It's not a comedy movie. It's a rapid fire.
What? What just happened?
It doesn't matter.
Did I just get Candace?
Doesn't matter right now. You just got Candace.
No, they didn't have
the
it. They didn't do it.
Let's run down the top things on the web.
This is called Around the Net. So you're saying I said it was a movie called Rapid Fire, but Rapid Fire is a thing Chris Gore does.
Yes,
I just can't take my eyes off his shimmering hair. Like that's my problem.
And at number 3 today, old-timey film of a young man who refuses to let life get him down.
Please do enjoy this magical combination of archival footage set to the defiant rhythm of Heroes of New Earth's hip-hop anthem, Haters Gonna Hate.
Haters gonna hate, laugh cause you fake, lawyer man cause I do something that you can't. Double tap again, going back to the bank, going hate all you want, know I'm something that you ain't. Haters gonna hate.
We asked you guys, what's his rap name?
That's right, Livin' for Love said 50s Cent.
Eric West 0976 said Shrug Knight.
They don't get better. Pat Wosette Fokata said the Truffle Shuffler. Happy Friday. You know, we've all seen high-speed car chases replayed from the POV of a cop car's dashboard cam.
But thanks to one industrious criminal who decided to liberate a police cruiser, now we get to see what a popo pursuit.
Wait, you can't say that again. Say it again.
A popo.
Adorable! Oh, so cute.
Looks like from the bad guy's point of view.
Popo. I don't know if that was airbag or face pieces. I don't know what I was seeing in there. We asked you the name of this Grand Theft Auto game, and what did you say?
DX Knight 1 said GTA Hazard County.
How are Bo and Luke gonna get out of this one? Alpha Real said GTA for Loco.
And our number 1 video features the next generation of rap superstar.
Star Trek The Next Generation, that is. Here is a masterful blend of Dr. Dre and MC Data.
I've written my next poem in honor of my cat. I call it Ode to Spot. Felis catus is your taxonomic nomenclature, an endothermic quadruped carnivorous by nature. Your visual, olfactory, and auditory senses contribute to your hunting skill and natural defenses. I find myself intrigued by your subvocal oscillations, a singular development of cat communications that obviates your basic hedonistic predilection for a rhythmic stroking of your fur to demonstrate affection.
Rhythmic stroking of your fur.
We asked you, what's the name of his rap album?
Yes, and AA Cantu said, ill communications officer. It's a good one. Muy bueno, muy bueno.
To get your daily viral fix and to check out all the viral videos we have to offer, go to g4tv.com/.
Hooray! Still ahead, never before seen cinema enema outtakes from Jay and Silent Bob concerning pirates.
This portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by eHarmony. Sign up today and see who you'd be matched with free.
Yes, tremble in awe at the Asus ePad Transformer.
Oh.
Tremble!
Oh. We trust Asus when it comes to netbooks, which is why we're excited to try their next portable gadget, the ePad Transformer. Not only does it have the Android 3.0 OS on a 10.1-inch multi-touch screen, but it can also turn into a full-fledged laptop with an optional docking station. Plus, you'll get front and rear-facing cameras, HDMI output, and a dual-core processor for $400. All right, here we got it. Now, it feels pretty light, but it's still a little heavier than the iPad 2.
I mean, not by much.
Yeah.
It is a little bit bigger, but I think it looks nice. They did, like the design.
Too.
The design's really nice. It's clean. It's got clean lines, which I enjoy.
I'm really happy with the way it looks.
Yeah, there it is from the side.
Really thin.
Yep.
Now, it runs on Android 3.0 and mostly has the same specs as other Android tablets, which means it should work about the same, right?
Absolutely, and it does, by the way. The touchscreen is just as responsive as we'd expect, which is great in a tablet device. We've said it before, and we will say it again. Honeycomb is instantly customizable, so you'll be able to add, you got
Nice.
your widgets, you got your music players, you got your picture galleries, and a bunch of other stuff, anything you want to add. Look at that. Oh, I'm going to drag that over there. Hooray, success. Oh, now I'm going to go into this
really
thing.
cool.
I'm Mr. Finger. Watch me travel around an Asus tablet. There it is. We think the slickest, most powerful version of Android yet. They did a great job.
Now, can it run apps and play games as fast as other tablets?
Absolutely. I mean, we're really happy to see that speed is consistent among all Android 3.0 tablets and even the iPad 2, so you pretty much have the same experience no matter which one you're using.
Now, how are the cameras? Are they any better or any worse than we've seen on other tablets?
They're the same, which is acceptable. The 5
I like
megapixel.
it.
I do
Like
too.
it.
Me too. Oh, we're so much alike.
Take it.
The 5 megapixel camera on the back takes pictures and video, but there's no flash, so some of your stuff might get a little grainy, especially in low light. The front-facing camera is 1.2 megapixels. Look at that, it works. There's Bruce. Oh, he just got hypnotized. Who touched my head? He said. I like narrating these videos that I haven't seen before.
I can tell.
They're a lot
I like
of fun.
it too.
Yeah.
Now, probably the most unique thing about the ePad is the keyboard dock.
Yeah. Which
Right
is right here.
here.
Here's the dock right
I
here.
think this is so cool. You can turn it into a sticker on it.
Who knows
You
what
can turn it
this
into a
garbage done.
laptop. It's only an extra $150.
Yeah, so it's actually a little wonky getting it in there, but once you do, it slides in, and look at there, you got it. You got yourself a dock. Oh, it's actually not even
It's
in
not
there.
in.
There we go. Now it clicks in. You got to force it in, which feels like really electronics. Should I force things into other things? The keyboard works great, and as does the touchpad. You're not going to have to use the touchscreen as much when it's in dock mode because you have a normal mouse and cursor, but you can. You'll also get 2 USB ports and an SD card slot on the dock.
I think this is such a genius idea.
Yeah, they did. They did. You know, we've seen stuff like this before try to work, but they actually did a really good job.
works,
And there you
yeah.
go. And there you got a laptop.
The 16 gig version is only $400, and it has a micro SD card slot so you can expand the memory. What's our rating, Chris?
Oh my God, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
This is so exciting.
Oh my gosh.
5 out of 5. Yes, we did it. I don't work for them. We did it. If you're looking for an Android tablet, this is the one to get. It's not going to break the bank, and it'll do everything that you need it to do. The $150 keyboard. Oh yeah, keep doing that, baby. $150 keyboard. I'm not done. I'm not done. Keyboard dock is fun, but you definitely don't need it. You don't need the dock.
All right. Well, that's it for today's Gadget Prawn. When Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes come by to give us their thoughts on movies, they give us more thoughts than we can fit into one show.
Camera turn. So here are some never-before-seen outtakes from this week's Cinema Enema.
the Pirates of the Caribbean began on stranger tides. What do you think about this? Awesome.
I'm still
what
thinking
a
about green.
fantastic
Wait,
television
wait,
commentator you are, man. This is the 4th time out for the Pirates.
4th? I thought it was, yeah, 4th.
Why? Everyone says that. I go, this is the 4th time. You're this 3rd person who's been like, no, it's the 5th time. You can't count The Ride as one of the movies. Let me hear it. No, you ruin it when you start putting like F's and S's. Those are hard consonants to put together. That's too soft into a heart. No, man, do like a little memory, like Remember? Remember? And then the big witch took her voice and she was like, "Give me your voice." The big shark.
You do it again. I'll be there.
Don't kiss me. Oh. I thought the movie would have been much more interesting if it wasn't Penelope Cruz that Jack Sparrow had the dalliance with, but instead Ian McShane. And they had a weird, awkward scene on the boat where he talked about being a bottom and stuff like that.
Oh, so they had an affair.
Yes.
So
who wouldn't go see that movie? Everyone was like, did you see the new Pirates movie? Like Ian McShane and Johnny Depp make out for 5 minutes with no score. It's awkward. You just hear.
No, that's right. He takes his sword and he goes like this and he straps Sparrow up like that.
Yeah.
And he just is going to town with him. All different wrapped up positions. It's like if Luke Skywalker all of a sudden was replaced by me. What if like part 1 it was like Empire Strikes Back and then all of a sudden it was what's the order?
Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, then all of a sudden I'm in Return of the Jedi and I'm like, I am Luke.
Then you
Would
show
you
up.
still like it?
Yeah, I'd like it even more because I'm like, I know that guy. Oh my God, Luke Skywalker is that scrubby kid who lives 3
then I
blocks
lost the
away,
fight.
breaks windows, and like chases animals. Give me your review of the pirate movie, man.
I would say it's 7 zombies with a shotgun. I mean, 7 hobos with a shotgun today. 7 pirates with a musket.
Why the musket? What does the musket represent?
And half of a salamander.
Why are you talking like Yoda?
Wait.
Let me get your scale right there, Siskel and Ebert. You
Okay,
got
show
yourself
me.
7 pirates and half a dead woman. Nobody's going to see that movie, dude. That's it for this week, man. We're done for now, but don't worry. In about 5 minutes, all this movie goodness should just flush right out. Man, I'm Kevin Smith.
Jason Mewes.
Check us out every morning at Jay and Silent Bob Get Jobs at smodcast.com. We're on the radio on your internet. Until next time, we'll see you on Cinema.
Sith Lord George Lucas brings us news about 3D Star Wars and the live-action TV show.
Yes, and later it's an all-new weekend edition of DVD Tuesday with Chris Garr. He's reviewing Adult Swim's Children's Hospital and an awesome Bill Hicks documentary. It will be fun, we promise.
Attention all World of Warcraft fans. Finally, a WoW clone has arrived for the iPhone and iPad. With Order and Chaos, a 3D MMORPG. Select from the races of elves, humans, orcs, or the undead, and 4 classes including warriors, mages, monks, and rangers. Wreak havoc in the realm of your choice and use the advanced creation system to customize your hero. Join a guild or start your own and group with teammates for player raids, or go solo through the 40 available levels, upgrading your items along the way. With over 1,000 skills and 2,000 equipable items to discover, your adventure will not be short-lived. Get Order and Chaos now at the App Store for $6.99, and your first 3 months are free. After that, subscription is just 99 cents a month. So get in order and start causing chaos on the go.
Okay, again, it's not peak. I cannot be aroused this close to showtime. I love women.
He might not look as good as Sarah Underwood in a Wonder Woman costume, but he's still pretty cool.
Please welcome, reading the feed today, Fuel TV's Corbin Harris.
Thanks, guys. Right now, it's time to start the feed.
All the news you need to know.
It's Friday, May 27th, and here are your top stories. People have long feared the catastrophic energy crisis, but the Japanese have a solution. Wrap the moon in solar panels. The concept for the lunar ring is a giant belt of photovoltaic panels that would wrap around the moon's equator and gather 13,000 terawatts of solar energy that hit the moon on a daily basis. The energy would then be beamed back to Earth via microwave or laser transmission. Seriously, screw wind turbines. Get someone on this stat. Chinese labour camps aren't the most enjoyable place to spend your time, but apparently prisoners get to play World of Warcraft all they want. Sorry, correction, they are forced to play World of Warcraft. A former prisoner at the camp in northeast China recently told The Guardian that a group of 300 prisoners were forced to play WoW on a nightly basis. More specifically, they were tasked with farming gold, which Chinese authorities used to exchange for real cash. According to the prisoner, the virtual chain gang rotated on 12-hour shifts, which, if you think about it, doesn't sound much different than your average WoW player. And finally, it's time for the Fark.com story of the day. Stop the press. A woman from Iowa has just been busted for concealing her ganja in her hoo-ha. Yeah, the 32-year-old woman was initially pulled over on suspicion of drunk driving. But when the arresting officer took her back to the station for booking, a special present was tucked inside her private parts. Authorities didn't indicate how much she was able to squeeze in her Gucci purse. But come on, lady, whatever happened to the good old-fashioned bum tuck? I'm Corbin Harris, and you've just been fed. How'd I do, guys?
Awesome!
Awesome!
You are a pro skateboarder, you're a published author, and you have time to host your own show on Fuel TV in Australia.
I know, it sounds like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. What's it about?
Basically, I have a show, and it's called Pop Gun. It's like a 1950s themed action sports show. I talk to like Kelly Slater, Tony Hawk, Georgia St. Pierre, all different action sports, and basically it's like a this is your lifestyle action sports show.
That's awesome.
Corbin, I make a living off videos of people hurting themselves. What is your most painful skateboarding moment?
Most painful is probably 3 broken legs, 1 year after each other.
3?
At the same time?
No.
3 broken
I wish, and then I could have got it done all at once. It would have been over in 3 months.
I've heard about you Australians. I know how you guys do it down there. Yeah, all right.
It's really not that big. I have this little injury, though.
What is that?
It's my thumb.
Can I see? Close up?
And I jammed it 2 days ago. And
Speaking of jamming,
kind of
will you,
ugly.
Corbin.
yes.
Corbin.
I'm
I mean, you can only
sorry.
mentally prepare for this moment so much. How will you sign my skateboard?
Absolutely.
So, okay. To Chris. C-H.
Yes, I've got it.
C-H-R-I-S. Chris, all-encompassing American.
I'm not going that far. I'm going to go do the raddest boy in this studio. How about that?
I'll take it. Thank you so much, Corbin.
Sweet. There we go.
Thank you very much. Such a pleasure.
Thanks very much.
This is Corbin. Follow Corbin on Twitter. He is at Corbin Harris. Thank you for coming all the way here to do the feed today. You were fantastic.
Thanks very much.
All right.
Thank you. When you need to discuss a video game about naked women, Kevin Pereira is your man.
In this week's Game Break, Kevin and Morgan Webb got into the nitty-gritty of Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings.
Please welcome back X-Play's own Dragon Slayer, Miss Morgan Webb.
I don't know why people will be talking about the naked parts. I, for one, find that very odd.
I do too, but let's
I don't
talk about it
understand.
in depth. Boobies. Are there?
Yes.
Are there?
There are boobies.
5 out of 5.
Full nudity.
Now, what do you mean? Is this like hot coffee full nudity? Like
no,
it's
like
implied?
full actual, like total nudity, like completely 100% naked
Now,
ladies.
the decisions that I make in the game, do they affect my full nudity?
That's the thing about the game. That we should
Like if I
definitely-
grow evil, does it get like an angry frown? Or... Last week, The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings came out. This is the sequel to the Polish medieval fantasy RPG.
Yes, who was very popular with sort of niche gamers. It had a great cult following, but if you asked any gamer if they played The Witcher, they'd be like, is that the one with the boobies in it?
Yeah, well, there we go.
Yeah.
After this review, they're going to think that's all it has as well. But let's, for those who didn't play the first, do you have to? I mean, it kind of picks up right where the last one left off, right?
It does. I actually did not play the first Witcher, and I did play the second Witcher. So I got about like a 5-minute tutorial from the guy who did the review, Matt Kyle, but I'm sure you could also read a 5-minute sort of story intro online.
Sure.
You don't really need it. The tutorial of the game kind of brings you up to speed with some things that are happening, and needless to say, you're a guy with amnesia, and you have to, you know, swing your sword at people. It's kind of the, you know.
I don't know why I'm doing this. I forgot, but I'm just going to swing this sword and hope people die.
Yeah, so you're basically accused of killing the king, and you have to clear your name and find the guy who did it, and hilarity ensues.
But those, but the decisions that you do make are important, though, right?
Yeah, this is actually, I think, what people are so fascinated about in the game. So a game like Mass Effect, for example, you're going to choose good or evil, and there's sort of two branching paths, you know, whereas this game, every little decision or thing that you do, if you decide to kill somebody or spare their life, or if you kill everybody versus only killing some people, is going to have immediate and really far-reaching ramifications. And you could play this game multiple times and have a completely different experience every time. And that's something that's been really hard for a lot of RPG makers to get down. Have branching story paths, but still give people, you know, enough of a satisfying story.
Yeah, it always feels like, okay, clearly there are two paths you can go down, and this one decision is going to send you down either of those paths. But here it's an accumulation of all those things.
And it's not even like one decision is good and one decision is evil. It's they're just decisions, and you're working with limited knowledge of the world, and you're trying to do the best that you can.
All right. Now, graphically, the world looks pretty amazing, right?
The world looks fantastic. The developer, which is called CD Projekt, they developed their own Red engine. They were using a third-party engine in the past. It looks great. Outdoor environments, cutscenes, all look fantastic. They're all very well acted. They're fully voiced.
How do the 3D boobs look? Let's get to the nudity part. Let's get to that. Because I know the first Witcher had a lot of nudity.
I feel like we talked about this
No,
already,
I feel like we haven't talked about it enough, Morgan.
Oh, okay.
Because in the first one, you got these conquest cards, which is a great way to keep track of who you've had sex with. It is. I always ask them to sign a Polaroid.
There are no conquest cards.
There's no. Oh, they took that out?
They did take that out.
All right, that's okay.
But you still get to have sex with people.
All right, that's fine. We'll keep that. I just wanted to say it to cue that.
I like the tiny little circle. That's awesome. Yes, it is definitely an adult story. So we'll just leave it at that. You guys can fill in. You guys can fill in the rest for yourselves.
Oh, you said it, not me. How has the combat system been revamped? Is it button mashy? Is it turn-based? Is there dice rolling?
No, there's no dice rolling. It has sort of a similar feel to the Arkham Asylum game or some other games where you're kind of rapidly move between enemies, dodge enemies. I personally played with the Xbox 360 controller, and that gave me a lot of control. You basically want to, sort of abuse the shield in the beginning because it's definitely a little bit hard.
It is hard at first.
And this game is not for a gamer who's like, I'd like to try out an RPG, see what all of this fuss is about. It's not for you. Like, this game is hard, and you need to understand RPGs and the language and everything. So.
Real quick, it's interesting. You mentioned that you played with the Xbox controller. Do you think we might see this coming out on a 360 or a PS3? Or
there are some rumors that maybe that would happen because there is. If you plug in the Xbox controller, you play with the Xbox. There is a complete Xbox controller tutorial.
Oh, wow.
So they have it all set up.
They wouldn't have made that just for like the 3 people that were actually going to do that at home, right, on the PC. All right, it's rumored, but there we go. What's XPlay giving it?
5 out of 5.
Solid.
Yes.
For the hardcore, I'm assuming.
5 out of 5 for the hardcore. This is not my first RPG kind of situation.
Awesome. Morgan Webb, as always, thank you so much for being here. The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings is available in stores now and, of course, on Steam.
Yes. In G4's newest show, Proving Ground, Jackass's Ryan Dunn and Jessica Chobot attempt to recreate memorable moments from video games, comic books, and movies in the real world.
They will be blowing up stuff, attempting Mortal Kombat fatalities, fighting zombies. Check out g4tv.com/Proving Ground for the behind-the-scenes footage and exclusive Get Glue badges. So don't forget to watch when the series premieres June 14th. Calendarize it now.
Stay tuned for some Star Wars secrets from George Lucas himself.
Seriously, stick around.
Seriously.
The feed is brought to you by Mitchum. 48 hours a day.
Reese been up to lately?
Making special editions of Star Wars trilogies. At least that's what Kevin told me he told him.
All right, so next year you're going to start re-releasing the Star Wars films in 3D, and we're all excited, but we're nervous. We're a little nervous. We've seen a lot of up conversions, and quite frankly, a lot of them just give me a headache. So please, George, reassure me. Promise me you're not going to hurt me.
Well, we got into the 3D field a long, long time ago. We did a test of Star Wars and did a presentation to the Association of Theater Owners, which was about 15 years ago, with Jim Cameron, Bob Zemeckis, and we were, at the time, I was trying to promote getting theaters to put digital projectors in. And, you know, Jim wanted to do Avatar. He had done an underwater film. And Bob Zemeckis was working on his train movie. So that we were all really working in that medium, but we needed to be able to have theaters that could show them. So we were working very hard to do that. When I first saw it, we did this test. It looked really good. We said, okay, it's possible to convert an old movie into a 3D movie. But when we tried to do it, the whole movie, we ran into lots and lots of problems because it's a very creative process. You have to have really good creative people doing it. And there weren't that many people around. So we worked for years and years and years trying to build up a group of people who could actually do this in an economic and sort of reasonable time frame way. It really wasn't until the last 3 or 4 years that we were able to achieve that. And what we did is we actually had Industrial Light and Magic, which is my special effects company, supervise the whole thing. So they're very familiar with it. And a lot of the problems with 3D in the conversion is the people that are doing the conversions don't really know what the set looks like, where the people are standing, and those are critical issues. And we were able to have people there who had been on the set, who knew what was going on, and are experts in special effects and the technology, and could help the company sort of grow to a whole different level. And I think we've taken it to a level that is equal to anything that's being shot in 3D. There are 2 kinds of 3D. One is behind the screen, and one is the traditional sort of what I call the effect of 3D, which is where they poke things in your face. I'm not a big believer in the poking things in your face. I think that watching a 3D movie is a superior experience to just watching a regular movie, but it's like going from black and white to color. It's just a better way to watch it. It's three-dimensional, it feels much better, and I think that's what you get from the new Star Wars.
Was there a particular moment in the up conversions or a particular sequence that you'd say works really well in 3D?
Well, it's not that there are a few moments, actually, but they're not big moments. There's a lot of moments where there's a person standing in the background who has a key piece of information or what they're talking about. And in the regular movie, they sort of blend in with the background, and you don't notice them that much. Now in 3D, they stand out, and you really get to see what they're talking about. You really get the story much faster and much better. So it's nothing overwhelming, but it actually makes it a much better experience and much more easy to understand the story experience.
Now, George, switching gears just slightly, it was about a year ago that you said the live-action Star Wars show was going to be on hold. Where is the show now? Where does it stand?
It sits on the shelf. We have 50 hours, and we're just waiting to figure out a different way of making movies, a different technology that we can use that will make it so that it's economically feasible to shoot the show. Right now, it looks like the Star Wars features, but we have to figure out a way of making it for about 1/10 the cost of the features because it's television. And we're working toward that, and we're continuing to work toward that, and we will get there at some point, but it's just a very, very difficult process. And obviously, when we do sort of figure this problem out, it will dramatically affect a lot of movies because a lot of the movies features now that are costing $150, $200 million will suddenly be able to make them for $50 or $60 million.
All right, we will keep waiting ever so impatiently. George and Tom, thank you so much for joining us.
Goodbye, Kevin.
Bye, Kevin.
Only 113 days until September 20th when Star Wars The Complete Saga will be available in North America on Blu-ray.
Yes! Hooray! Maker Faire is a wonderland of insane technology. Morgan Webb got to go. We didn't. But that's okay. We're not jealous. Really.
Really?
Really?
Here she is playing with plunger guns and flamethrower pistols and totally rubbing it in our faces.
If you want to build a better mousetrap, maybe a giant fighting robot, or maybe even a crazy car that shoots fire, Maker Faire is the place to be. The best part, I get to play with all of it. Mad scientists and inventors geek out. The 2011 Maker Faire in San Mateo, California showcases the best of the DIY mindset. And with over 800 maker entries, there's something for everyone. All right, Chris, so you built this kind of crazy art car. What's the concept behind it?
Well, this is called the Nowasaurus, and it's a time machine that brings you to the moment of now. So it's completely custom built from the ground up. It's got a Toyota motor in it. There's a couple 100 feet of electronics and lighting and EL wire in it. It's got 22 feet of wing. It's 8.5 feet tall, and it's got that fire cannon that you've been playing with on the top.
So how fast can it go?
Truth be known, it still can go 70, 80 miles an hour, but you don't dare get it going that fast. That's scary.
You have this wingspan. Why did you need a fire cannon?
Well, just because. It's cool.
So you have quite a backpack here.
That's right. It's my shoulder-mounted plunger launcher.
And what is the power behind it?
It's actually just gears that pump a motor that fill a chamber full of air. There's actually no real trigger on it. Just when the chamber gets full, it launches.
Get your catching hands out, Con. Any second now, we're just gonna launch this sucker right at you. Oh, there we go! No! You didn't catch it, there you go.
Can you stick it back in my hole?
I would love to.
You naughty girl.
Everybody needs a badass steampunk flamethrower gun, and it has a tiny beer barrel in case they get thirsty.
We use this for mummy hunting. They have those dry brittle wrappings.
Absolutely.
And this is how we'll, just catch them aflame. There you go.
What was the inspiration for all this destruction?
I'm a destructive person. When I was a kid, I'd smash things with hammers, and I would either smash my finger by accident or get something in my eye. And as an adult, I figured out that if you radio control your smashing devices, you don't actually hurt yourself. All of our robots are electric drive. Some of them use direct electric, and then some of them use a hydraulic electric drive system. So the hydraulics give you a really high level of torque, and then the direct electrics are all gear driven. So they have a gear train that reduces the RPM and increases the torque. So they have a lot of power to the ground. They don't go very fast, but they can move a lot of weight.
And why do hydraulics have so much power?
Well, hydraulics are like a gear reduction. Basically, you spin a pump up, make pressure, and you force that into a cylinder, and then you force that cylinder into a lever, and you have leverage power, which is basically torque. Building them, fixing them, designing them, fantasizing about them, scaring audience members, it's just all really fun.
Well, that is it for today from the Maker Faire, the DIY paradise. I'm gonna have more for you tomorrow.
So very, very soon. Very similar to that. It's very similar to that.
We're giving away a gaming console or a laptop every day leading up to E3. Congratulations to yesterday's winner of a PlayStation 3, and the giveaways continue all weekend long. You could win an Alienware gaming laptop, an Xbox 360 on Saturday, or a Nintendo 3DS on Sunday. To enter and check our complete list of rules and eligibility, visit our website at g4tv.com/road to E3.
Coming up Tuesday on an all-new Attack of the Show. We've got PlayStation games on an Android phone. The Sony Ericsson's Xperia Play boasts a 4-inch touchscreen and plenty of gaming. But should you buy it? Find out in Gadget Prawn.
Then it's DVD-Doosday, and Chris Gore is reviewing Green Lantern Emerald Knights and the Nicolas Cage action thriller Drive Angry. And Allison Hayslip heads to the Red Bull soapbox races to witness neck-breaking speeds and epic crashes. See it Tuesday.
All right, it's time for an all-new weekend edition of DVD-Doosday. Welcome back, film expert Chris Gore.
Thank you. Thanks, Candace.
You're welcome, Chris.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right, what do we have first?
First, we have Children's Hospital, the complete first and second season.
Ooh, I know you're a fan of the show, but was it different watching all the episodes back to back?
It's actually better this way because
Really?
I've caught the show on Adult Swim, and it just seems like I can't, they have all these storylines, I can't remember what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
When you see them all back to back, which is my preferred way to watch any television, it's awesome. There's just all these bizarre threads in this thing, and it stars people like Rob Hubel, Rob Corddry, Paul Scheer, Henry Winkler is in this.
Oh, and a clown?
Yeah, well, this is the one thing. Okay, actually, I also hate clowns, and
Yeah, clowns scare the crap out of me.
Funny thing, true fact about clowns, they did a survey with 200 children asking them if they wanted a clown at their birthday party. All 200 said no.
So what's the point?
100%,
What's
exactly.
the point of clowns? Just to scare people.
To be scary. And Rob Corddry is great as that character. But I love the show because not only does it make fun of like the hospital dramas, it's sort of meta in the sense that it makes fun of the behind the scenes. So there's all these dramas happening with the cameramen and whatnot. And it's a brilliant show. Really enjoy it.
Any good extras?
Yes, there is the gag reel, and on the gag reel for the show, it's just a montage of the actors gagging. They're smoking, and they cough. Henry
awesome.
Winkler needs a drink. So it's all just people gagging on the show.
Great, I like
so very
that.
clever extras.
Okay, bottom line?
Bottom line is, rent this. Definitely make a point to see it, yeah.
Okay, all right, what's our next DVD?
American, the Bill Hicks story.
For those unfamiliar with this comedian, who was he and what's his story?
Well, Bill Hicks was a comedian from Texas who, he started doing stand-up when he was 14 years old. He was just a kid, and he was doing stand-up jokes in bars about being in high school. And for 7 years did this, moved to Hollywood. At the age of 21, was doing all the late-night shows.
Okay.
And he spoke very honestly. This is what really distinguished him as a comedian. So he would just tell stories about his life and whatnot, but later on, he just became one of those great, rare comics that can also speak to politics and religion, spirituality, and unfortunately, he died of cancer in his early 30s, and this documentary is just about the entirety of his career, and he's really one of those comedians you have to know.
Now, this DVD is really loaded with extras, right?
Amazing extras. You've got his audio diaries that he kept, rare footage of him as a kid. There's a little behind the scenes when it premiered at South by Southwest Film Festival. Just so much. He's just one of those comedians you have to know. What's interesting is in his career, he also became huge overseas. I mean, this film was done by British filmmakers. He was really revered in Europe, oddly, because so much of his comedy had to do with criticisms of the United States.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
But they were funny. They were funny criticisms, I must add.
All right,
Yeah.
bottom line?
Bottom line is buy it. Especially if you're a fan of stand-up comedy.
Now, since we've got this comedian theme going today, let's cap it off with a special rapid fire, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. I'm going to give you 41 seconds on the clock.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Go.
Kids in the Hall, the complete series. You have to get this in the box set. Mystery Team, if you did not see this with Donald Glover, it's an absolute classic. It'll be a classic 20 years from now. Wet Hot American Summer with Paul Rudd, David Wayne, director. It has a great commentary track where you can set the audio so everyone
22
farts.
seconds.
There are fart jokes throughout. So watch with the fart count. Super High Knee with the great Doug Benson. Windy City Heat with Perry Caravello, produced by Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, Jesus is Magic with Sarah Silverman. Used Cards. Robert Zemeckis movie when he made movies with actual people in them. He made people in. And now,
How many did you have left?
I've got a bunch left, but yeah.
Well, that was still a lot that you got through. Kind of.
I'll Twitter what I missed.
Thanks, Chris.
I'm serious. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure. For more Gore, follow him on Twitter at @ThatChrisGore.
Oh, hello. Hold the power of music in the palms of your hands, like a god might. All thanks to these musical iPad apps.
Listen up, music lovers. Get ready to play along with, learn about, and experience your music collection in a whole new way with these awesome musical iPad apps. First, take a journey inside your iTunes library with Planetary. It turns your music into a 3D visual universe and makes finding forgotten tracks and discovering old favorites fun. Each artist is represented by a star, albums are planets, and every record's track is an orbiting moon. Simply tap on a moon to play a track and see its duration as the orbital path. While one song plays, you can zoom back out and explore other planets, stars, and constellations. Planetary is visually stunning and fun to use. Download it completely free in the iTunes App Store. Next, immerse yourself in a one-of-a-kind personal music experience with Pulse Volume 1, a rhythm game with simple rules. Follow the pulse as it radiates from the center of the screen. Then tap the moving dots in time with the music as the pulse passes. Miss a note or tap it too soon and you'll hear an unsettling zap. The 8 original tracks are done in completely different styles, from a happy Parisian accordion to a haunting music box. And though it is only a game, Pulse makes you feel as if you're actually playing an instrument. Each song gets progressively harder, requiring multiple fingers, fast reflexes, and some memorization. Pulse is one of the most rewarding and fun rhythm games of any platform. You can grab Pulse Volume 1 for just $4.99. Finally, travel back in time with On the Way to Woodstock. This interactive guide presents everything you ever wanted to know about the seminal 3-day festival of peace, love, and music. Each chapter is presented as a scrolling timeline of events. Start with a look at the 50s and 60s and the trends and events that helped define the music of Woodstock. After you've got the backstory, experience each day of the festival with the sights and sounds of the bands in the order they appeared. Tap on an artist to read a biography, watch videos, listen to their essential albums and songs, and read their complete Woodstock set list. Then see the full aftermath of Woodstock, including the massive cleanup effort, the artists who declined to appear, and the rise of modern-day festivals like Coachella and Glastonbury. On the Way to Woodstock delivers countless hours of music and video in a slick package that sets the standard for interactive ebooks. There's so much here, it's like 10 apps in one, making it well worth the $9.99 price tag. So don't just listen to your music, become a part of it with these rockin' apps.
Great show today! Thanks to Corbin Harris, George Lucas, Tom Fitzgerald, Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, Morgan Webb, and of course, Chris Hartman.
That's me! That's so exciting!
That's you.
Tune in for a Noam Chomsky Christmas. Oh no, it's Cops. We're gonna watch Cops.